Hello, so I'm just going to show you how to attach strips on the loom so that you can make blankets in strips, attaching them on the loom as you go, or a shawl or a poncho. And on Ravelry I have my shawl and poncho, and so this video is to help them to understand how to attach the strips, but it's also going to help anyone understand how to attach the strips. So this is the way I knitted. I just did an owl eye stitch. I'll show you in my owl eye stitch, and knitted up here, and then I bound off. And I marked this corner because I'm going to be picking up on this side. And so this will help me know how I'm going to pick it up. Now if I was going to flip it over so that I was going to have the right side and then the wrong side, like I did on my poncho to have it reversible in the stitch I used there, and then keep flipping it. If I was going to do it on this side, then when I knitted this, I would have marked this side. But I marked this side, I'm going to do it on the right side. So then I come over here, and I'm going to be attaching it, and I've marked the first 3 loops that I'm going to join so I won't get mixed up. So we're going to be attaching this one, and then this one, and then this one on that peg. If we were going to do it this way, we have the right side facing us, but if we were going to do it on the wrong side and flip it, we would have marked it on this side, and we would have been had our markers going down here, and we would have been attaching it like that. But I'm going to attach it like this, so I can come back around to the front. These are marked. It's easy to get confused, which is why I like to mark it, and we just pop it on. There we go. So there's the stitch on there, and this is just the thread at the beginning. Now what we want to do to get a flat join, and I prefer the flat joins when I'm doing these, but if you want to have a ridge join like I have on this blanket, that's fine, because on my poncho and shawl they're reversible, so you can wear either side, the side with the ridge or the side without the ridge. But I did them in a flat join because if I'm wearing them on the other side, I like them to be smoother, and I like the look on clothing to use the flat join. So a regular way of joining would be just to, now that I pop this on, would be to take our thread. So I'm going to knit up there, and then the normal way of joining would be just to take this thread, knit it over here, and knit all of these pieces over, and that's how you get a ridge when you're joining. We want it to be flatter, so all we're going to do is use a join method that's called the Tamsin join, because Tamsin Stratford created this join. It was brilliant. I'm so happy she did that. So we just put that one over first. Then we can put this one over and knit them both over. And then we just come back and knit all the way back to the beginning. This can be done with any stitch pattern you're using. You can be using garter stitch, you can be using owl eye, you can be using my hearts and cable, or any blanket stitch, or any stitch at all that you could connect. And you can vary them. You can have different stitch combinations. Okay, so then we're just going to come back, and I'm going to pop the next stitch on. There it is on the stitch marker, and just pop it on there. There we go. You can see how it would be easy to get confused. These markers really do help. You can mark it all the way down if you want. Okay, now what I've got here, get the stitch marker out of the way. There, I might even just take it out. We go over, then we put our yarn over. We're doing it in 2 stages. And then we go back. Okay, I'm just going to put my next piece on. There it is with the stitch marker. Put it on. I'm going to pop the stitch marker off. Because by this point it's pretty easy to see which way you're going. As you see, they're joining right here. Okay. Then we just pop that one over. Okay, and then we're going to put the next stitch on over here, right here, pop it on. Okay, I'm just going to pause the video and get a little further along and then show you. Okay, I've gotten further down, and so I'll let you see what it looks like. This is the back, and that's what it looks like. And here's the front, and it's a nice flat join. So there you go, that's what it looks like on owl eye. So if you were doing my owl eye blanket and you wanted to do your joins flatter, you would use this technique. And then I will just show you what it looks like on the shawl and poncho. Okay, here's the poncho. And this is how the join looks with the flat join on it in the hearts and cable stitch. And here's what your back looks like that. Okay, and that's the neck hole. So just quickly, awkward here, but give you more of an idea of what the poncho looks like with all the strips here. Okay. Put that over there. And here's the shawl. It's done in hearts and cable too. And this side is the back side, nice and flat with the 2 strips. And it's reversible. So here's the other side, and here's what it looks like with the flat join. And it feels really flat to the touch. It's not ridgy or bumpy. And you can see where it is though on this side. But it's still pretty flat, and then if you're wearing the other side you can't even see where it is, so it gives you the 2 different looks. Okay, so that's basically how you do it, and then what you're going to do when you get finished this is you're going to bind it off. Then you'll have the strip of 2 here, and then you'll mark it the same way. You'll mark it on the side where you're going to join it, and then you'll put it back on the loom the same way, so the 2 strips are facing down that way, and attach them the same way and keep going. If you're reversing it, you know how to mark it for how you're going to reverse it in your 3 strips, and you just have to think your way through it, and it looks really good when you're done. Or you can just do them all the same way. You can still have a reversible one, you'll just have the other pattern on the other side. Okay, so thank you for watching, and have fun making your strips and connecting them on the loom.